What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Monkish Brewing Company, and they're out of Torrance, California, and this is their double dry hopped Hang My Boots. So they're calling this one a double dry hop triple IPA that comes in at 10.4% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 3.5 weeks old. I want to give a huge thanks, a shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Bud, for hooking me up with this one. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies Bud hooked me up with, and he hooked me up with 6 different beers, 2 of which we're from Monkish, and it's always a great time when you can get your hands on some Monkish. So really big thanks to Bud for this one. I'm so pumped up. So this one, very simplistic. It's a double dry hop triple IPA that is brewed with Nelson Sauvin hops. They get the Nelson Sauvin hops from Freestyle Hops, which is a hop farmer in New Zealand. You see a lot of your bigger, more hype breweries like Monkish, Other Half, Hop Butcher, and a lot of others use their hops. And I know that this is one of Bud's favorite because he loves Nelson hops. He always eats that diesel. I never get the diesel. I think I get the diesel, just not, it doesn't, in my mind, seem like diesel. But anyway, I'm really excited about this one. Monkish Triple IPAs, I've really enjoyed. I've only had a couple, so I'm super pumped for this one. And it's really fresh at 3.5 weeks old, so yeah. And I love Nelson too. When Nelson is done right, it's like top tier hop for me. Definitely top 5, maybe top 3. All depends on how it's used, and I'm not gonna cheat. Down the can, there was a little bit. I'm not going to cheat. We're just going to go into this one without cheating. Anyway, yeah, that pours out that milky, super deeply orange colored, it's like a milky body. Had about a finger of an off-white, almost eggshell white colored head. Pretty creamy looking. Now displayed to a thin film. Can't see through it. Yeah, it looks like hop juice. Let's get a nose. Oh my God. Oh. So I just reviewed a triple dry hopped, or yeah, it was triple dry hop, no double dry hop, triple IPA from North Park. One of the best beers I've had so far this year. Probably one of the best triple IPAs I've had maybe the last year. So this smells to me, this smells honestly like a glass of juice, like passion fruit juice. Oh, and now I'm getting that white grape that Nelson provides. You could say gooseberry, you could say the white wine, you could say diesel. It just has that huge fruity vibe to it. It's juicy. It's making my mouth water. It's sweet. It just smells like someone blended, like a blended juice of some kind. You threw passion fruit, maybe orange. Yeah, we'd say like a little bit of grape juice, white grape juice, and maybe a touch of pineapple juice. Oh man. Overripened, sticky, not quite to peach gummy ring level, but like just an overripened, really sweet, like fuzzy peach. You bite right into it, and you're like, man, this is great. This is overripened, but it's so juicy and sweet. The thing is, it smells so awesome. There's not even like a hint of a hop burn in the nose. There's a nice like herbaceous kind of green, like green grape kind of skin, like slightly tannic. Maybe the grape, like a white grape vine. Oh my God. Dude, it smells like juice, but it smells like hop juice with real fruit juice in it, even though there isn't. It smells divine. Maybe I shouldn't have started with these triple IPAs because I have a feeling I'm going to love them all. Anyway, thanks again, Bud. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. It's fucking spectacular. It is spectacular. It's crazy. There's such a hop saturation on the palate that it takes a good 5 seconds for my mind to process what my palate is tasting, but man, it's really nice. Oh. Body on this one, it's pretty thick. It's like lower side of full, medium full, 10.4%. Definitely appropriate. The mouthfeel isn't like super creamy, but it's pretty soft. This is like mildly carbonated, and it's just super smooth on the palate. It's almost like a juice, like a slight, I would say more like a mildly carbonated like fruit juice, mouthfeel wise. The taste, everything carried over. It's 10.4% alcoholic fruit juice is what it is, but it's still, unlike, you know, some hazies, you'll sometimes get hazies that just punch you in the face and tell you, hey, this is tasting like orange juice or some kind of like real fruit juice, but has no beer qualities. Again, this is like a blend of like a fruit juice with an actual triple IPA because you're getting beer qualities to it, or at least I am. From the palate, there's a little bit of malt. I'd say crackery, dives underneath the palate, in and out quickly. Right after that, though, I get more citrus than I got in the nose. It's citrus in the form of orange, tangerine, maybe even blood orange-esque, a little bit of a sweeter orange, I would say. Then right after that, there's waves of passion fruit, tart and sweet, crushed sweet or pineapple, over-ripened peach, maybe even like a honeydew melon. And then middle to 2/3 of the way through the palate is where those white grapes come in. And it's more, instead of like white grape juice, as I was saying, in the nose, or like over-ripened sweet, like you just bit into a white grape and you're eating it, it has more of like a tannic, crisp kind of tart kind of white grape nose, or I mean, flavor. And I think that really helps because, you know, there's a lot of sweet, juicy fruit character at the front. So I like that the white grape's kind of something different. And then after that, I get a nice dank green, again, white grape vine kind of feel, maybe a little bit of herbaceousness. It finishes semi to full on dry with a mild bitterness. This isn't really bitter, it has a mild bitterness, but it's pretty dry, almost like a dry white wine, which again, very similar. You know, for when it comes to Nelson, a lot of folks get gooseberry or white grapes or white wine, and I think I'm pretty much getting everything. I wouldn't necessarily say gooseberry because I've only had gooseberries once, and it's just like, it's not something I really call out too often. But white grapes and white wine for sure, especially the white wine kind of dryness, 10.4%. There's a very little warming in the chest. On the palate, no astringency. There's a touch of a hop burn on the back of the palate. I didn't smell it, but it's a little bit there, just in the back of the throat. But what I've drank, you know, probably like 4 or 5 ounces of this so far, and it's not building, which is nice. And I think if anything, it's even helping with that dryness to kind of stop this one from being too sweet and balance it out to some degree. It hides the alcohol exceptionally well. Like, this is delicious. I mean, it's unfair because Bud sends these, and some of them are his favorite. Some of them he just loves. And then I get them and I'm just like, yeah, are they really that good? Like, you know, Monkish and North Park, whatever. We got other half over here, Equilibrium. Yes, they're that good. They really are. And I've heard some folks, you know, when Monkish, they're like, oh, you know, Monkish isn't as good as everyone says it is. And everything I've had from them has been top notch. So for my own take is like, these beers are delicious. Yeah, this is great. Complex, hides the alcohol well, pretty balanced. I would say the one knock on this one is that I would like a little bit more of like a creamy kind of nature to the mouthfeel. And I think it's a little bit leaning sweeter than I would personally like, but only, let's say this is like 65-35 sweetness to dryness. I would like to see this more in like the 55-60 to 45, 40 range sweetness to bitterness, or sweetness to dryness. So it's a little bit sweet and it's not as creamy as I like, but those are slight knocks. So I'm gonna have to rate this, and I'm gonna rate this one as such. So double dry hop, Hang My Boots from Monkish. I have absolutely zero issues whatsoever in giving this beer a low 4.75 and go 4.65 out of 5. That's where this one lands with me. It's a delicious, top tier, double dry hop, triple IPA. And what more do you want? I mean, this is pretty damn fresh, quite delicious, and exactly what I'm looking for in a triple IPA. Period. Price point availability, I believe Bud said these were $24 a 4-pack, so $6 a can. Again, it is California. Everything's a bit more expensive. So, a double dry hop triple IPA from other house, probably 22, maybe 24. So maybe not all that different from here in New York. And availability, I know Monkish doesn't get much distro at all. You might see some folks get random drops here across the country, maybe like in Philly or something, but Monkish is not like easy to come by. It's not like other half now, which has shelfie status. So you got to pretty much be in and around California or know some trading buddies to get your hands on this. So I can't thank Bud enough for this one. If you've had this one before, post in the comment section. What did you think about it? I think this showcases Nelson almost perfectly. Like, it really does. It's everything I kind of want out of Nelson. And this might be the most complex. Now, I don't know if this is single hop. I know they're showcasing Nelson. But if it's just Nelson, then this is one of the best beers with just Nelson I've ever had, and it's delicious. So thanks again to Bud. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.